Good Monday morning. Massive change underway in Venezuela.
After that surprise U.S. military strike over the weekend, it is January 5th. This is today. Breaking overnight, President Trump returning to the White House, reiterating the U.S. is now in charge of Venezuela.
We're going to run it. Fix it.
That nation's ousted leader, Nicolas Maduro, set to appear in a U.S. courtroom for the first time since his dramatic capture. This morning, new details on the controversial operation, what's next for both countries, and if this could be the first of other U.S. moves in the region. We're live in Washington and South America. Holiday travel chaos. Thousands of Americans stranded at airports throughout the Caribbean after the FAA's decision to impose major flight restrictions across the region.
It's been a mess. We've been delayed more than 6 hours.
This morning, what airlines are now doing to get people home. Historic spike.
My whole family getting the flu was not on my bucket list for 2026.
Flu cases still skyrocketing from coast to coast and set to get even worse in the post-holiday rush. Just ahead, everything you need to know to protect yourself as Americans head back to work and school. All that plus shining stars. Hollywood kicking off award season with the Critics' Choice Awards. And we've got the big winners from the movies to the pit and the moment from Timothée Chalamet's acceptance speech that has everyone talking.
I love you. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All the highlights straight ahead. And fantastic finish.
Rodgers protected. Throws to Austin for the touchdown!
The Steelers snagged the NFL's final playoff spot in dramatic fashion on Sunday Night Football.
Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
The road to the Super Bowl now set, but still up in the air. The football future of Chiefs star Travis Kelce. What he's saying about that big decision he now faces today, Monday, January 5th, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melton. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today on this Monday morning. Thank you so much for starting your week with us. Chanel is in for Savannah, and we are wishing her a speedy recovery from her vocal cord surgery. A lot happening on this Monday morning, so let's get right to that top story. The growing fallout from that daring U.S. military strike on Venezuela over the weekend. Overnight, President Trump reaffirming the U.S. is taking charge of Venezuela while issuing new threats against its interim leader and neighboring countries.
We can also tell you that deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife are expected to make their first court appearance here in New York today. Meantime, thousands of post-holiday travelers remain stranded after the FAA temporarily closed airspace in the Caribbean to commercial flights.
We've got every angle of this still developing story covered for you this morning. We're going to start at the White House with Peter Alexander. Peter, good morning.
Craig, good morning. That stunning surprise raid may prove to be the easy part. Now President Trump faces a massive new challenge, transforming Venezuela, which he says is a broken country, into a stable, functioning one. Overnight, repeating his assertion that the United States is in charge, while noting among his immediate priorities sending in American oil companies to take over Venezuela's oil supply and repair the infrastructure there. Overnight, President Trump returning to the White House, detailing his plans for the future of Venezuela aboard Air Force One.
We're going to run everything.
Venezuela's ousted leader Nicolas Maduro seen this morning escorted by federal agents ahead of an appearance at a federal courthouse in New York. His wife Celia Flores, one of Maduro's key advisors, is also in custody. Now questions about how involved America will be as the country moves forward. The president initially saying this on Saturday.
We're going to run the country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio responding on Meet the Press Sunday.
Who are those people who will be running the country specifically?
Well, it's not running, it's running policy.
But Sunday night, the president doubled down.
We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time.
And asked who's in charge.
I'll give you an answer, and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
And on whether American troops will be on the ground in Venezuela.
Depends on what happens.
The president also delivering a warning to Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, a Maduro loyalist. if she does not meet demands for what he called total access.
I just say that she will face a situation probably worse than Maduro, because, you know, Maduro gave up immediately.
Rodriguez, who initially denounced Maduro's capture as an illegal kidnapping, striking a more diplomatic tone Sunday night, saying our people and our region deserve peace and dialogue, not war. It comes as we learn new details about the highly coordinated mission in Venezuela to capture Maduro, including strikes and 150 American aircraft launched from 20 bases. A secret CIA team operated in the country since August using drones, and a person inside Maduro's inner circle, according to a source with knowledge of the matter, to develop a picture of his daily routine. The military used that intelligence to build a replica of Maduro's safe house for training. These new images reveal the damage inflicted by the U.S. military strikes that the Pentagon says were necessary to clear the way for its forces. A senior White House official tells NBC News that Maduro's, quote, overt arrogance, including his rejection of multiple offers to surrender and regular public dancing, helped persuade some within the president's team that Maduro was defiant and would not leave on his own. That senior White House official responding to the president's remarks about running Venezuela, telling me that the U.S. will exert its power in the country by control of Venezuela's oil, saying the U.S. will keep its restrictions on Venezuela's oil in place for maximum leverage. Craig and Chanel, back to you.
Our chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander. Peter, thank you.
As Peter mentioned, Maduro and his wife are set to appear in federal court here in New York in just a matter of hours. NBC's Sam Brock is there. Good morning to you, Sam.
Chanel, good morning. Craig, good morning. There is a massive police presence here, barricades up everywhere ahead of the arrival of deposed Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. They have been indicted by a federal grand jury here in New York, as well as his son and 3 of their top lieutenants. Now, in terms of the specific charges against Maduro, guys, he's facing narco-terrorism conspiracy, cocaine importation conspiracy, as well as weapons-related charges, all to line Maduro's own pockets and those of his associates. This, according to the indictment. Now, after Maduro's capture, he was flown to upstate New York and then transported with his wife by helicopter to a processing center in New York City, where fingerprints were taken, mug shots were taken. Then Maduro and his wife were transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center, or MDC, in Brooklyn, which has had some fairly high-profile inmates in recent years. That includes Luigi Mangione, who is still there right now awaiting trial, as well as Sean P. Diddy Combs. As far as what's happening today, this is the initial appearance for Maduro. It's expected to be his arraignment. The big questions right now, how is he going to plea and what will Maduro's representation look like? Because you have to remember, he's been under U.S. sanctions. His assets have been frozen. It is not clear whether or not Maduro can even hire an American law firm to represent him. But either way, whoever is representing Maduro, you can be assured, will be filing a motion at some point challenging the legality of his capture. This, of course, just the first step in what is likely to be a very lengthy legal process. Chanel and Craig, back to you.
All right, Sam, thank you.
So as all of this plays out, reaction continues to pour in from Americans to world leaders to the people of Venezuela. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has made his way to Colombia. He's near the Venezuelan border. He picks up that part of the story. Gabe, good morning.
Craig, good morning. Several Latin American countries, including Colombia and Mexico, have issued a joint statement condemning the U.S. actions in Venezuela. Meanwhile, President Trump is ramping up his rhetoric against Colombia's president overnight as the military here, which you can see is set up behind me, braces for what's next.
This morning, there is profound uncertainty in the Caribbean following those stunning U.S. airstrikes on Venezuela over the weekend. At first, the streets of Venezuela's capital, Caracas, were eerily empty. Now, armed pro-government civilians are patrolling outside supermarkets. Neighboring Colombia is bracing for an influx of refugees and ramping up security, fearing a new wave of cartel violence. At Venezuela's border, Patricia Lopez crossing with her 2 young sons, hoping to ride out the uncertainty, at least for now, with relatives here in Colombia.
¿Cómo te sientes? How do you feel right now?
The truth is, I'm in shock, she says. I don't believe what's happening right now. As reaction poured in last night, President Trump also turning his gaze to another South American country, fielding questions about the U.S.'s future throughout the region, as he condemned Colombia's president.
Run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling it to the United States. and he's not going to be doing it very long.
Asked if there will be a U.S. operation in Colombia.
It sounds good to me.
Colombia's government, which has strongly denied being involved in drug trafficking, responding overnight, calling Trump's statements contrary to the norms of international law. Trump discussing other countries in the region, including Mexico, condemning its alleged role in the drug trade.
Mexico has to get their act together. We're going to have to do something.
And saying this of Cuba.
Cuba looks like it's ready to fall.
While the U.S.'s actions are facing fierce opposition in Havana. Cuba's president saying the U.S. had no moral or legal authority to forcibly remove Venezuela's leader, as state TV announced 2 days of mourning for the 32 Cubans killed while attempting to protect Maduro.
Asked about another territory that he's considered a national security priority, Greenland, President Trump reiterated his desire to take it over for national security, but said he'd worry about it in a few months. The Danish Prime Minister calling that idea a fantasy. Craig.
Gabe Gutierrez for us there in Colombia. Gabe, thank you. NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel has also made his way to the region overnight. Richard joins us from Bogota, Colombia. Richard, good morning to you. You've covered similar foreign interventions like this one across the globe over the years. What are the challenges you see going forward for both the United States and also Venezuela, Richard?
Well, Craig, welcome to the new year, and it looks like we're going to be talking about Latin America a lot this year. Last several years, it's been the Middle East. Now it looks like it's going to be South America. President Trump talking about Cuba ready to fall, making threats against Colombia. There are enormous challenges when you talk about regime change, when you carry out regime change. And that's what we've just seen. It was carried out under the guise of narco trafficking, but already President Trump is talking about oil. He's talking about how this has to expand. There are really three options right now for Venezuela. Let's start talking about Venezuela itself. It seems like President Trump's preferred option is to keep the regime in place, but he wants that regime to be compliant. You just heard it a few minutes ago. President Trump says unless the vice president, who's the acting leader, who is a Maduro ally, complies, she could face an even worse fate than Maduro. So it seems like he'd want that regime to maintain order, not have American troops there, but to do what the U.S. wants. Not clear if that's going to happen. He also thinks if that happens, others will follow, namely Cuba. For the United States, this is President Trump asserting his policy that he is defining. I think we can call it the Trump doctrine now, in which he wants the United States and him personally to assert dominance all over the region, for it not just to be America first, but the Americas first with him in charge. And it is a new policy, it is a risky policy, and a slippery slope.
Richard, this is a region on edge. Is there a sense among neighboring countries of how all of this will impact them?
Neighboring countries are very nervous. I'm here in Colombia. I interviewed the president when I was here last time. He was very worried that you get a kind of mission creep, that the U.S. is focused on Venezuela at the moment, perhaps Cuba next, could be Colombia after that. But it is not just in the region. The world is watching. China is certainly watching. And as President Trump projects this new policy in which political power is tied with economic power. Again, remember, this was launched to stop drugs, but mostly he's talking about oil security, how the U.S. has to protect itself, potentially take control of Greenland. It's really about national security and American dominance in the region. That sounds very good to China, and would certainly make the leadership in Taiwan very nervous, because they could apply that same logic to their neighborhood.
The world is watching for sure. All right, Richard Engel, thank you.
Well, here at home, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are voicing concerns about the U.S. military action in Venezuela and what comes next. NBC's Ryan Nobles is in Washington with more on that part of the story. Ryan, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning. And there's no doubt that congressional leaders have a lot of questions about the legality of the Trump administration's actions in South America. And they also want to know what their plans are for the future. Answers may come later today as top administration officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, will be on Capitol Hill for a high-level briefing. And as Congress returns to Washington this week, they're going to push to be involved in what happens next. Congress returns to session this week facing a surprising new challenge after the Trump administration attacked Venezuela without alerting congressional leaders, a move that did not bother most Republicans.
Thank you President Trump for taking the action to protect American lives, to protect American interests.
Many Democrats feel much differently, calling it illegal and dangerous.
Clearly, this is wildly illegal. This is a president who has been operating illegally since he was sworn into office.
Democrats believe the administration should have come to Congress to ask for authorization to launch the attack. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio disagrees.
It couldn't require congressional approval because this was not an invasion.
But there's little appetite on Capitol Hill for the U.S. taking the lead on rebuilding a nation.
My understanding of America First is strictly for the American people, not foreign countries that demand their priorities put first over Americans.
Across the country, the reaction has been divided.
When I wake up in the morning and I see the news, Maduro is captured. Oh my God! Thank you, God.
We do not stand with this, with these illegal attacks.
Some celebrating from a rally in South Florida to Venezuelan Americans on the West Coast.
We have been screaming freedom for decades.
But in other places, protests against the administration's military action and new worries of a prolonged conflict.
This is just another America imperialist invasion. They're trying to seize Venezuela's oil.
Now, in addition to the briefings that congressional leaders are expecting to get this week on the strike in Venezuela, the Senate will also hold a vote on a bipartisan resolution that is designed to avoid war in Venezuela without clear congressional authorization. It was a resolution drafted before this weekend's attack. Craig?
Ryan Nobles from Washington. Ryan, thank you. Let's focus now on what all of this could mean for your bottom line. NBC's senior business correspondent Christine Romans here looking at the potential impact on things like oil and gas. Christine, good morning. Of course, we should preface it. It's very early.
Yeah.
This just happened a few days ago, but the president says he wants U.S. oil companies to basically run the oil operation in Venezuela. In the short term, what could that mean for consumers, if anything?
Well, look, in the short term, you've got this uncertainty, which could actually push up oil prices a little bit. You're seeing them up a little bit overnight, but there are so many questions, you guys. We don't know what the plan is. We don't know what happens next. We don't know when and if those American oil companies are going to go in there. Chevron already is operating inside the country. But as you know, Venezuela sits on the largest proven oil reserve in the world, but right now is only pushing out like 1% of the oil we use because of so many problems for so many decades in that country. So whatever happens next is going to take years. You know, analysts this weekend were telling me if everything goes perfectly, like starting tomorrow, you had these investments in the country, it could take 5 to 7 years to be getting meaningful amounts of oil out of Venezuela, 5 to 7 years. So in the near term, the risk is that all of this uncertainty maybe drives up oil prices a little bit. And one analyst this weekend said you could see oil prices rise maybe $3 a barrel. That would be less than 10 cents a gallon for gas. We're coming off a very good time for gas prices. Look at last year. It was a very stable and declining year for gas prices. So the backdrop here is good for American drivers and consumers.
Well, some Americans are certainly worried about inflation. So on that note, how does all of this impact what we pay for other items?
Yeah, the longer term would be maybe gas prices, very long term, would start to drift lower if you've got Venezuela pumping a lot of oil. But there are questions over the weekend about how this fits in to the president's strategy to lower prices if you're raising all of this uncertainty in the region. And a lot of parallels being drawn to Iraq and Libya, where the United States said it was going to get in there, it was going to fix a big problem and going to be able to exploit that oil. And that didn't really turn out that way.
We'll see what happens there. All right, thank you, Christine.
Great to see you guys.
Thank you, Christine. We'll see you back next hour. Let's switch gears, get a first check of the weather. And for that, we say good morning to Mr. Roker.
Well, good morning, guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. And, well, we got a lot of rain coming into, unfortunately, Northern California, parts of Oregon. Flood watches up right now for heavy rain. Some of it anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain, northern and central California. And in the mountains, we're talking up to 2 feet of snow in some sections. Now, we've also got a pair of clippers coming across the Great Lakes. Light snow today across New England, the Great Lakes. Light accumulation, some slick travel tomorrow. Next system moves through the Midwest. A wintry mix of rain, snow, and ice. And then Wednesday, that moves through the Northeast and New England. Basically, light showers along the I-95 corridor. Some slippery conditions from Minneapolis through Wednesday into Augusta and Laconia, parts of Kingston, New York. And in upstate New York and interior sections of New England, we could be looking upwards of 5 to 6 6 inches of snow. We're going to get to your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Luke from 44. Snap good. Holden. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
Heartbreak. Back at 7:30, and that is how the AFC North was won last night. The Ravens missing a game-winning field goal just as time ran out. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers win the division. They punched their ticket to the playoffs. And the wild card round getting underway next weekend, Carson Daly, including the Patriots and the Chargers right here on NBC on Sunday.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of good wild card games. Also, of course, along with wanting to know who's going to win the Super Bowl, another big question that a lot of people are starting to ask is this the last time we're going to see the Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce walk off the field? Of course, the 36-year-old contemplating retirement after Kansas City missed the playoffs. He told reporters following yesterday's game that he's going to, quote, get close to the family and figure things out. That could mean Mama Kelce. That could mean his brother Jason. That could mean Taylor Swift. Who knows? But there's a podcast that'll tell us the answer.
Oh, I'm sure.
Soon enough.
All right. Well, we have a busy half hour for you ahead, starting with more fallout from the U.S. military's capture of Venezuela's leader. Following that operation, the FAA closed airspace in the Caribbean to U.S. commercial flights. And while those restrictions have now been lifted, thousands of passengers remain stranded.
NBC's Tom Costello covers aviation for us, joins us now with the very latest. Tom, good morning.
Yeah, boy, what a headache for those trying to get back home after the holidays. A weekend that is typically already one of the busiest of the year to begin with, made even more difficult after thousands of Americans, actually hundreds of thousands, found their flights canceled and the options to rebook limited. More than 48 hours after the U.S. Maduro operation, thousands of Americans remained stranded abroad this morning, with airlines scrambling to catch up following temporary airspace restrictions over parts of the Caribbean and Venezuela.
San Juan Center airspace is closed for the next 24 hours for military operations.
Those restrictions, triggered by military operations, lifted Sunday, impacting more than a dozen airports and forcing more than 1,000 flight cancellations. The disruptions piling up and causing chaos.
It's been a mess. We've been delayed more than 6 hours.
At Miami International Airport, a hub for Latin American and Caribbean flights, many passengers left frustrated and confused.
These people are all waiting to figure out where their bag is at.
After more than 100 flights in Miami were canceled on Saturday, which resulted in baggage delivery delays and rebooking congestion in the immediate aftermath of Operation Absolute Resolve, America's attack in Venezuela. Radar shows flights steering clear of the restricted areas.
I don't know that anyone anticipated waking up to something like this, but I would really like to get home.
The temporary restrictions during one of the busiest weekends of the year after the long holiday stretch.
I'm specifically in St. Vincent, and they said we cannot leave until either Thursday or Friday. The price gouging is crazy because we've been seeing flights for like $3,000.
Nearly 600 miles away from Caracas, Venezuela, the Schwartz family was stuck in St. Bart's trying to get back home.
There are no flights from here. The boats are booked. It's total chaos here.
Sounds like it, Tom. I mean, Tom, at this point, do we know how soon we can expect to get things back on track?
You know, it's kind of just like the snowstorms in the wintertime, right? There's a snowball effect. It can take a while to get back up and running. Most airlines have started now to resume flights to impacted airports to get people that are stranded onto their destinations. Delta, United, JetBlue, American, Southwest all say they're adding seats and flights to their schedules. But the FAA, by the way, still has an airspace advisory in effect for the next 30 days. It's not closed, but an advisory for much of the region as they watch the military operations, guys.
All right, Tom Costello for us there. Tom, keep us posted. Thank you.
Yep. Although if you are going to be stuck, St. Bart's.
The Caribbean.
Could be worse.
Right. Coming up, guys, we're going to take you inside what looks to be the start of the award show season out in Hollywood. The Pit, one of the night's big winners at the Critics' Choice Awards. We got all the highlights coming up in your Pop Start sneak peek.
But first, Emily Akeda is here tracking the unprecedented spike in flu cases nationwide and the post-holiday surge that's now expected. Good morning.
Hey there. Well, the new year, unfortunately, ushering new infections. Just as millions of people are heading back to work, doctors now warning of a surge and rapid spread in more than half of U.S. states. Coming up, a closer look at the strain on hospitals and when we could maybe see some relief. Stay with us.
Back now, 7:39, with the alarming spike in flu cases nationwide.
Yeah, unfortunately, the virus is on the rise in dozens of states, and officials expect that trend is only going to grow as millions of Americans now heading back to both work and school this week.
NBC's Emily Ikeda is here with more. Hey, Emily.
Hey, guys. Good morning to you. Well, if you haven't had the flu, chances are you know someone at least who has been dealing with those dreaded body aches, coughing fits, and fevers. And now doctors are urging caution as many return to the workplace, with the number of infections and hospitalizations climbing to levels not seen in years.
With the holidays in the rearview mirror and millions heading back to school and work this morning, health experts now warning of what is circulating amid their return.
My whole family getting the flu was not on my bucket list for 2026.
Driven by a mutated H3N2 variant, which some have dubbed the super flu, infections are flaring nationwide. 29 states are seeing high or very high flu-like activity even before all of those holiday gatherings, according to the CDC.
We're seeing high fever, sore throat, cough, body aches.
Northwell's Dr. Jennifer Goebel says with this flu, patients are sicker for longer.
We're just seeing more cases, which is creating more volume, which is creating busier EDs.
New York State just reported its highest number of flu hospitalizations in a week on record. And across the country, the CDC estimates more than 80,000 people have been hospitalized amid this brutal flu season. Influencer Paul J. Kim recently opening up about the death of his 5-year-old son.
He got influenza, a really insane case of the flu, and it caused him to go septic.
Last week, officials in Kentucky and Ohio reported their first pediatric flu deaths of the season, while some hospitals in Maryland and North Carolina are ramping up precautions, adding new protocols in the new year, including masking and limiting visitors. The surge of sickness sending hundreds to their local pharmacies like this one.
We're going through tons of Tamiflu, the pills, the liquids, the antibiotics with that.
Experts say in addition to the flu vaccine, the best way to protect yourself is to clean your hands and surfaces frequently. Try to avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, and use air purifiers or bring in fresh outside air until the season of winter viruses wanes.
Do we have any idea when flu season will peak?
Okay, so a little bit of bad news here. Unfortunately, with the holidays just winding down and now everyone returning to routine, doctors expect we'll see an increase in infections over the next several weeks. I mean, remember the flu season, it continues into the spring typically, and so that's why doctors say it's not too late to get the flu shot, which typically takes about 2 weeks to take full effect. Honestly, I'm like knocking on wood. It's a wonder that I haven't gotten the flu yet.
Because you're down in Times Square.
Down in Times Square. I mean, we're just going through the city. You go through airports.
Oh, yeah, even heading into the break, there was a school I know of in the city. They closed.
Because of flu cases?
There was a band concert that was canceled because the teacher and some of the kids, so many kids were sick.
My 11-year-old has the flu right now. It puts you on your...
Yeah, put me on I missed my whole family vacation, everything. It's terrible.
Jeez, yeah. It's a nasty season.
We say this all the time at the workplace. Like, if you don't feel well, stay home.
Yes, stay home.
There's nothing worse for the coworkers, right? Like, when you come and you're like, you don't feel well, it's like, why are you here?
Right.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like dodging all the sneezing.
You know who hasn't gotten sick yet this season? Mr. Roker.
What a man. What a shock. If anybody's going to get sick.
No.
But anyway, listen. Hey, here's the good news. We can go outside and it's nice and warm. So you can just get out there and not be all around people. Just get to your local park. Record highs today. We are talking temperatures. Wichita, 64 degrees. That's 22 degrees above average. Corpus Christi, you're going to be near 80. Charleston, West Virginia, 57 degrees. Miles City, 48. Denver, 63. Tomorrow, more of the same. Look at these warm temperatures. Gainesville, near 80 degrees. Del Rio, Texas, 83. And even Casper, Wyoming, seeing temperatures above average. And as we head into the weekend, toward the weekend, look at these temperatures. Low, upper 40s, low 50s for Chicago, mid 60s for Lexington. Here in New York City, by Friday, we're going to be at 50 degrees. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Hashtag first PSSP 2026.
Right. We got a big one for you here to kick off the new year. Star-studded. Last night, the biggest names in Hollywood were out for the Critics' Choice Awards in my hometown of Santa Monica, California. It was a big night packed with industry newcomers making history and also industry veterans taking home some of the trophies. Leonardo DiCaprio's big screen dark comedy, one battle after another. That picked up the win for Best Picture. The flick also starred Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, and Tiana Taylor. So if you're looking to bet on the Oscars, that's a good place to start. The top acting award went to a different dramedy that just dropped at the end of the year. Timothée Chalamet's performance in the table tennis hit Marty Supreme scored him the win. And during his acceptance speech, the actor gave a nice little shout out to his girlfriend, Kylie Jenner.
And lastly, I'll just say thank you to my partner of 3 years. Thank you for our foundation. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That's funny. There's the Michael B. Jordan there. Yeah, it's funny cutaway.
Which would have been nice.
Meanwhile, in the world of television, it was one of our favorites, The Pit. That was the big winner of the night. Not only did the show take home the prize for Best Drama Series, but Noah Wyle, the a.k.a. Dr. Robbie, and his favorite nurse, played by Catherine Lanassa, scored individual honors. And here's one more. Can you guys guess which took home Best Song title? We'll just roll the clip. That's right. The K-pop Demon Hunters continue their reign. Looks like Golden, still infectious, heading into the new year. Is it going to win an Oscar?
Of course.
Probably.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
Surprise nobody. There's your pop star sneak peek.
Good stuff. All right, guys, guess who's here?
Who?
Jim is in the house.
Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Okay, the holidays are behind us, but we've got one more highlight to share, an unforgettable party that's sure to make you smile right after this.
Xavier H is back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Okay, for many folks, the last few weeks have been packed with a lot of hosting for the holidays, which can be stressful to plan and prepare. But check out what happened when this man thought he was having just one of his grandkids over for dinner, and the party kept on growing.
Hi, Pop. Oh, my goodness. Are you surprised? Yes. Oh, my God. You're joking. Are you serious? What's going on here? Hey. Oh, my God. How are you? Are you kidding? Are you serious? Oh, my God.
That's don't you feel like we should all do
How
that
many
to somebody?
grandkids showed up?
I didn't keep count. I never said I was good at math.
People just heard there was a party at Pabst.
That's good. You know what? If you host a party, that could happen.
That's the best.
That was really special.
Points for the grandkid that showed up with the pizza.
Yeah, somebody had to feed him.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was good. All right, guys, coming up on a packed pop star, we're going to tell you why the music of Prince is suddenly climbing up the charts once again. We'll have that for you after a quick check of your local news weather and these quick messages.
It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, new fallout. President Trump details his plans for the future of Venezuela.
We're going to run everything.
Following that daring U.S. military strike over the weekend, the country's ousted leader, Nicolas Maduro, set to appear in court today. We're live with the very latest. Then, weighing in, major news on those popular weight loss drugs. A new pill option set to hit shelves today. We've got everything you need to know. All that, then the Prince of Stranger Things. Damon and Affleck together again.
How do you like them apples?
And Billy Joel's major surprise. It's all ahead in Pop Star. Plus, NBC turns 100. Our beloved network marking a major milestone.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
And we're celebrating with a look back at a century of broadcasting history. Today, Monday, January 5th, 2026.
If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you must shout out from Midlothian High School in Texas. It's our first time in New York.
Wishing my dad a happy birthday.
Happy 80th, Papa. Traveled from Kingsport, Tennessee. From Texas. Quincy, Illinois. And Annapolis, Maryland. Hi to my mom. We love you.
about that? 71 years. Welcome back to today. Thank you so much for starting your week off with us this Monday morning. We've got Chanel in for Savannah.
Good morning. We have a big crowd outside today. The Christmas tree is still up, I think, for another week
or so,
perhaps?
at least a week or so.
Yeah.
So we will get outside in just a bit. It is a very busy morning. So let's get right to your news at 8. We're going to start with the growing fallout from that U.S. military strike on Venezuela over the weekend. President Trump maintaining overnight that the U.S. is taking charge of that country. Meanwhile, deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro scheduled to appear in court here in New York just a few hours from now. Let's get the very latest from NBC's Peter Alexander. He is at the White House. Peter, good morning.
Craig, Happy New Year to you. That high-stakes hearing set for today. Heavy security around Nicolas Maduro as he was brought to the courthouse this morning. The president saying that he will face the full might of American justice. And following that stunning surprise weekend raid, the president now faces a massive new challenge, transforming Venezuela, which he says is a broken country, into a stable, functioning one. Overnight, repeating his assertion the United States is in charge.
Venezuela's ousted leader Nicolas Maduro transported to federal court in New York this morning after being captured and brought to the U.S. along with his wife over the weekend. And overnight, President Trump detailing his plans for the future of that country.
We're going to run everything.
Now questions about how involved America will be as the country moves forward. The president initially saying this on Saturday.
We're going to run the country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio responding on Meet the Press Sunday.
Who are those people who will be running the country specifically?
Well, it's not running, it's running policy.
But Sunday night, the president doubled down.
We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time.
And asked who's in charge.
I'll give you an answer, and it'll be very controversial.
What does that mean?
It means we're in charge.
The president also delivering a warning to Venezuela's interim president, Delcy Rodriguez, a Maduro loyalist, if she does not meet demands for what he called total access.
I just say that she will face a situation probably worse than Maduro, because, you know, Maduro gave up immediately.
Rodriguez, who initially denounced Maduro's capture as an illegal kidnapping, striking a more diplomatic tone Sunday night, saying our people and our region deserve peace and dialogue, not war. It comes as we learn new details about the highly coordinated mission in Venezuela to capture Maduro, including strikes and 150 American aircraft launched from 20 bases. A secret CIA team operated in the country since August using drones, and a person inside Maduro's inner circle, according to a source with knowledge of the matter, to develop a picture of his daily routine. The military used that intelligence to build a replica of Maduro's safe house for training.
A senior White House official responding to the president's remarks about running Venezuela, telling me that the U.S. will exert its power over Venezuela by control of its oil, saying that the U.S. will keep its restrictions on Venezuelan oil in place for, quote, maximum leverage. Craig and Chanel.
Our chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander. Peter, thank you.
Reaction to the developments in Venezuela are pouring in from all over the world this morning, including those in neighboring countries. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is in Colombia near the Venezuelan border with more on that. Gabe, good morning.
Chanel, good morning. There is a profound sense of uncertainty here. The Colombian military, which you can see set up behind me, is bracing for possibly a renewed influx of migrants, as well as the potential rise in cartel violence. And all this comes as President Trump ramped up his rhetoric overnight on Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, calling him a sick man and reiterating his accusations of drug trafficking. Now, the Colombian government has denied those accusations and say Trump's actions in Venezuela violate the norms of international law. Not surprisingly, there's also fierce opposition to the U.S.'s actions in Havana, with the Cuban president saying that the U.S. does not have the moral or legal authority to capture Maduro. Several Latin countries have also issued a statement condemning those actions. Now, President Trump was also asked about another international foreign policy priority, potentially annexing Greenland. He said he wouldn't worry about it for a few months, but he said that he would want to take over that territory because of national security. Meanwhile, the UN Security Council is set to meet this morning about the U.S.'s actions in Venezuela. Chanel.
All right, Gabe, thank you.
Breaking overnight, police and Secret Service agents responded to the Cincinnati home of Vice President J.D. Vance early this morning after a security incident. The vice president and his family were not home at the time. They're back in Washington, D.C. Details about what exactly happened are still unclear, but some video does show damage to some of the home's windows. The Secret Service says a suspect was taken into custody by Cincinnati police.
Now to some heart-stopping moments for passengers on a city bus in Houston over the weekend. In fact, take a look at this. The bus crashed off an overpass on Saturday, sending it plunging down this embankment. More than a dozen people were rushed to area hospitals. Thankfully, none of the injuries were life-threatening. An investigation into the cause of the crash is still underway.
U.S. gymnastics superstar Jordan Chiles is back for her senior season at UCLA, and she's off to a pretty incredible start. Chiles placed first in all 4 events at the Best in the West quad this weekend in Seattle, winning the all-around title while leading UCLA to victory as well. But what everyone's talking about is her brand new floor routine. She debuted it Saturday. The routine here, accompanied by the music of Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, and Stevie Wonder, earned Chiles a score of, get this, 9.925. Just about perfect.
I watched it like 4 times yesterday.
You could probably pull off some of those moves.
I could in my dreams. All right, there's much more ahead, including Pop Start, Carson.
You would get at least a 9, Chanel. We all know that. Guys, we've got some new details on some of the news that sent the BTS Army into an absolute frenzy this morning. We'll tell you what we're talking about for the hit K-pop group coming up on Pop Start.
First, though, some breaking news this morning just in. It could revolutionize weight loss in America. We just learned the first pill is now ready to hit the market today. Dr. Azar is standing by with everything we need to know about it. We've been talking about it for a while. We'll break it down right after this.
We are back at 8:13 with Your Health and an important story for the millions of Americans setting weight loss goals in 2026.
Just this morning, Novo Nordisk announcing that starting today, a new pill version of Wegovy will be available in pharmacies all over the country. Let's bring in NBC News medical contributor Dr. Natalie Azar to break down this breaking news. So this is big news in the weight loss world for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Tell us about this new pill.
Okay.
How does it work?
So this is the pill from Novo Nordisk that is the pill form of the injectable Wegovy, and it's called the Wegovy pill. It is the first oral GLP-1 medication that is FDA approved for weight loss. The active ingredient is semaglutide. That's the same thing as Ozempic and Wegovy. It's a daily pill that you will take. There are 4 available doses with a starting dose all the way up to a maintenance dose. And it is available starting today, literally in retail pharmacies, many online pharmacies, telehealth providers. This was just approved December 22nd.
Wow.
And you're right. I wasn't sure how quickly it would become available, but yes, technically it is available today.
So, of course, everybody wants to know if the pill is just as effective as the injectable version of Wegovy and the difference, I guess.
And in fact, it is as effective, if not a little bit more effective. So people who took the medication as prescribed, and I'm saying that because the medicine does have to be taken a certain way, every single morning on an empty stomach, and then you're not supposed to eat or drink anything for about 30 minutes. Individuals who took that on average saw close to 17% of their body weight reduction, as opposed to 15% when they took the equivalent as an injection.
So just as effective, if not more.
Yeah.
A lot of folks wondering how much it's going to cost.
This is the big thing. And this, we knew when the medicine was approved that the starting dose, which is 1.5 milligrams, was going to be $149 per month. But as I mentioned, there are 4 available doses. The 4 milligram dose, the next dose higher, is also going to be $149 per month until April. Then it goes to $199. The 2 higher doses, the 9 milligram and the 25 milligram, which is the maintenance dose, it's going to be $299 a month. If you're paying out of pocket. If you have insurance, it could be as low as a $25 per month copay. This is substantially lower than what the injectables are currently retailing at, which is close to like $1,000. So this was definitely priced for the market and priced to sell.
So what are the side effects of this?
Same as the injections. And the main side effects with GLP-1s are GI. So nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation. And it is true that with pills, we sometimes do see a little bit more of the GI stuff, right? Because it's going straight into the gut as opposed to injections where it goes straight into the bloodstream. The way they recommend that the medicine is taken is that you take each dose for about a month before you move up to the next higher dose. But this is great, you know?
deal.
And we've talked before, too. We're waiting for Lilly's oral pill to get approval sometime, later this spring, probably. And once that hits the market, basically, you know, economics 101, supply and demand, I'm expecting that to drive costs down as well.
To be clear, though, you still need a prescription to get the pill.
You still need a prescription to get the pill, but what I really like about this is that a lot of people are paying out of pocket right now for compounded versions of injectable medications, but this is like you're going to, you know, if you're paying out of pocket, it's still going to be cost prohibitive for a lot of folks if it's not covered by insurance, but a lot more people will probably be able to afford this, and at least they're getting an FDA-approved medication with a doctor's prescription, and we just sort of, you know, we like that because then we know patients will be monitored appropriately for side effects and things like that.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Big news. All right.
Big news.
Dr. Natalie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Roker, what are we looking at, buddy?
Well, we are looking at a little wet weather out west. Unfortunately, they are still getting hammered. More strong rain coming in there. Light snow, bit of a clipper coming across the northeast parts of New England. And as we look at these temperatures down in Texas, 70s and 80s, some record-setting temperatures possible. 20s up in the plains, 70s in the southwest. Single digits as you get up into northern New England and 70s down through Florida. Snowy conditions as that clipper comes across. Above average highs through the Mississippi and Ohio River valleys, a fire risk through the southwest. Look for heavy rain again, Pacific Northwest into northern California. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Best time of the morning.
All right, guys, you ready to do it? Let's kick off the year right. Let's do it. Yeah, that's right. BTS is going to lead off Popstar today. It's been almost 4 years since these guys have made music together. Well, BTS officially back together after they went on hiatus in 2022. You might recall some members of the group had to serve in the military. The band returning with a brand new album and a tour. Mark your calendars. The music drops on March 20th. Let me just remind everybody, if you forgot the BTS Mania, we had them on our show. They didn't even perform this morning.
Right.
They just came in for an interview. Yep. They don't even speak great English. It's not an easy, chit chat, but that's how crazy and rabid.
Music is the international language.
Yeah.
Their fans are absolutely going to be psyched.
Come back and perform.
Yeah, I agree. March 20th, open invite. Next up, Stranger Things. A lot of people talking about this, and during the show's 5-season run, they've become famous for needle drop music moments like this. We all remember how that season 4 episode that drove that song. That's a Kate Bush song from the 80s. Running up that hill, it drove it all the way up the charts. It went to the top 3 in the Billboard charts back in 2022. Well, now the Netflix series finale is doing that same sort of effect all over again, this time leading to a surge in streams for this Prince classic. Just imagine all the teenagers going for the Prince. You ever heard of this Prince guy?
Yeah, exactly.
When doves cry?
Yeah. Got some new music?
That's right. When dove bars cry. Since the last episode dropped on New Year's Eve, Spotify now reporting a massive spike in streams for Prince's When Doves Cry and Purple Rain. They both appeared in that episode. Plus his entire catalog up almost 200% globally on Spotify as well. So the show may be over, but that Stranger Things effect lives on for artists.
So crazy.
Next up, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. This one's hot off the press. The Hollywood duo teaming up once again on a Netflix movie. This one's called The Rip. A brand new trailer literally just dropped. It follows Miami cops who stumble upon millions in cash and what they do with it.
From the outside looking in, it seems simple. Seize the cash, count it, and turn it in.
Miami PD.
On the inside, it's different.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in on this address.
There's $1.4 million in this bucket. I bought 14 more of those things. That's a $20 million rip. You gotta be smart right now. You gotta move this money, man.
What's the old joke when you find $20 million? What do? You call the cops and you tell them you found $10 million? That sounds like that's the pitch for that movie. The Rip is on Netflix January 16th. And guess what? Our buddies are going to be swinging by. We got Matt, Ben, and their co-stars paying us a visit right here, in Studio 1A. Looking forward to that. Speaking of iconic teams, The Muppet Show's next. The gang is back. Kermit and his friends are reuniting for a special event next month. They're getting a little help from the show's new executive producer, Seth Rogen.
Oh, yes.
I did not know. And music powerhouse Sabrina Carpenter. Here's a peek.
It's the return of the Muppet Show. Back on the very stage where it all started and then ended and is maybe starting again depending on how tonight goes.
You are an icon.
You're too sweet.
Go on.
It's always been a dream of mine to be here.
Ooh, got any other dreams?
I like those pairings. They're pretty good. Sabrina and Piggy is funny, yeah.
I love the
Muppet Show hits Disney Plus on February 4th. And finally, Billy Joel, the music icon, delivered a special surprise to a Florida crowd who showed up to see a Billy Joel cover band. So shocking that audience, the piano man himself took to the stage and sang a few songs of his biggest hits, of course. His first performance since revealing a brain condition diagnosis back in May. Sounding better than ever, as two 8-year-old and 10-year-old daughters there on stage as well. Good to see the piano man. That crowd was psyched.
Well, you were at his last MSG show.
It's, listen, nobody's better.
That's great.
Nobody's better.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Great pop start to kick off the new year.
Okay, can only go downhill from here.
Oh, no, we're going to go uphill. In fact, we are going to kick off the celebrations of a major milestone that's very close to our hearts. 100 years of NBC. But first,
Al, you going to start with day one?
Yeah, exactly. I was waiting. It was whether you would say it or Craig.
I was saving it
I wanted to jump right
I was saving it for
There you go. There you go. Never gets old. Much like myself. Never gets old.
Just tell us about the olden days.
Back at 8:30 on this first Monday of 2026. A back-to-school, back-to-work day for a lot of people, but not these folks. We are so glad that they are joining us in our corner of Rockefeller Plaza. We have a lot of people outside
This is a lively crowd. It's a lively crowd.
First crowd of the new year.
They're lively because many of them are Texans.
That's true. I saw a lot of Texas around here. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy 16th.
And
Missouri well represented. Okay, all right. Tennessee's here, too. Anybody else?
All right. It's a parade of states.
I see you, California. Oh, there's Louisiana. All right, coming up.
Only 46 to go.
Something we can all try in the new year, tapping into our hidden potential. And if you want to know how, this is the guy who can get us there. Professor, speaker, best-selling writer Adam Grant. He's here with all the motivation that we need to get started to make 2026 spectacular.
All right, cool. Plus, we've got a big milestone to mark. NBC hits the big 100 this year. We're going to trace our home roots in radio, also the many beloved TV shows like this one that you've enjoyed throughout the years, and what is still to come.
Love that.
And then for a look ahead to our third hour, we want to bring in today's fitness contributor, Stephanie Mansour. She's going to help take our first step with Start Today in 2026. And it starts by scanning that QR code to find out health and wellness app. Steph, good to see you.
Good morning.
You guys,
Happy
New
New Year.
I'm so excited for the new year, and we have a lot in store, but slow and steady wins the race, guys. So I want to help you take the first step. We're going to do our walking workouts with Al. We're going to do our motivational coaching calls. Go at your own pace. And we've also got body weight strength training, so you don't need any fancy equipment. You don't even need a gym membership. Just join us on that Start Today app, and we've got meal plans and recipes for you, too.
Yeah,
All right?
We're
Awesome.
going to see it on our third hour.
Yep.
Can't wait to see you.
Everybody's being good today.
That's it. All the gyms are crowded today.
All right.
I'm only going to have 2 cocktails tonight.
Good job. With
I start to
water.
cut it back. Yeah.
All right, you guys, it's going to be a fun week on the fourth hour. It's actually our last week of Jenna and
Oh, you
Friends.
found a new co-host?
Yeah. I found a new co-host.
Oh, wow.
What you know? Okay, but you guys, comedian Matt Rogers is my guest co-host. Plus, we'll be hanging out with Cal Penn from the hit HBO series Industry.
Nice. All right, but first, Al, a look at the weather.
All right, let's look at your week ahead as we start our first full week of the new year. So for today, frigid in the northeast, record highs midsection of the country, more rain and snow out west. Then we move into the midweek period. We got more rain and snow coming into the Pacific Northwest, sunny and warm through the Gulf Coast, Maine snow as we get into the midweek. And then as we head toward the end of the week, rain developing for just about the eastern half of the country. Look for snow likely coming in to the upper Great Lakes and then drying out finally for our friends out west. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We are back at 8:36, kicking off a brand new series, Happy Healthy New Year. And it seems like every week there's a new health trend. So which ones will be making the biggest waves in 2026? Joining us with an exclusive look at a new list from U.S. News and World Report is their managing editor of health, Greta Schuler. Good morning to you.
Morning, Chanel. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming in. We look forward to this every year. Usually U.S. News and World Report, when they do this, you come out with your ranking of best diets.
Right.
But we're shaking it up this year.
We are, yeah. So, I mean, we've been evaluating diets for over 15 years, and at this point, we can confidently say the science is pretty well established.
Mm-hmm.
The same diets win, like the Mediterranean, year after year. And they all have kind of the same things in common, you know,
Right.
focus on more vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, whole grains.
And so with that said, we're looking at health trends this year in 2026. There are so many innovations happening in the health world. How did your team figure out what the next best trends are, big trends are?
So we surveyed our expert panel. These are 58 doctors, dietitians, and other health researchers. And we basically asked them, what are the emerging health trends that are going to have the biggest impact in 2026? And we got 3 clear winners.
All right, let's go through some of the results. Okay, the top 2026 health trend, according to your experts, we were just talking about this morning, expanded use of GLP-1 medications beyond type 2 and diabetes. Let's talk about that trend and what you're expecting.
Right. And you know, many people are familiar with them, GLP-1s, as a sort of miracle weight loss drug. But beyond that, our experts noticed that GLP-1s are being used for an expanding list of other health conditions. For example, they've been approved to be used for improving heart health, slowing the progression of kidney disease, treating certain types of liver disease and sleep apnea. In addition, there's a slew of really promising research that indicates they may be helpful for other conditions too, like psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, as well as drug and alcohol addiction.
I didn't realize that. This next one grabbed my attention, the integration of AI with wearable technology. Talk about that. We've had wearable tech, but how is this different?
Yeah, so with the second trend, what we're really seeing is a shift from a one-size-fits-all health approach to a really personalized one. And there's a big variety of wearable devices out there. There's, you know, the rings, the smartwatches, wristbands, even clothing, and even sensors that go under the skin. And these things measure and track, you know, your physical activity, your heart rate, your stress levels, how well you sleep, even your sleep stages, your blood sugar, posture, muscle activity. Yeah.
Wow.
And so what AI is doing is it's integrating all that mountain of information and turning it into really personalized tips and recommendations so you can manage your stress better, get better sleep, exercise more, even get personalized nutrition recommendations. Some of them will even, you know, alert you to potential health issues like a irregular heartbeat or prediabetes. It's kind of like having a personal health coach.
Sure. I thought it was interesting. I mean, a lot of these devices are collecting a lot of information, which has raised some privacy concerns. Do we speak to that at all? And I guess also you should talk to your doctor.
Yeah, so you should absolutely consult with your doctor because you're getting a lot of information. You want to make sure you're interpreting it correctly.
All right, the final trend, which I think is an important one. We've talked about this before, but I think now more than ever we realize it. Food is medicine.
Right. I mean, it's not new. I mean, we always known that what we eat directly affects our health. But what's changing here, it's becoming a more formal treatment plan in hospitals and clinics. So you can think of it as prescription produce or medically tailored meals. Basically, doctors are literally prescribing specific foods and meals to patients to help them better manage diabetes, heart disease. And we asked our experts, too, what's the food that's going to give you or ingredient that's going to give you the most health bang for your buck?
And what did they say?
increase your fiber. So eat more beans, eat more whole grains.
It's one of those things Mama said all those years ago.
Exactly.
And now the doctors are saying it too. Gretel, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And by the way, if you need more information on that, you can always check out U.S. News and World Report. All right, still ahead, we'll help you tap into your hidden potential with the expert who literally wrote the book on it. His guide for achieving great things all year long. But first, this is Today on NBC.
And welcome back. This morning on Start Today, we're going to help you tap into your hidden potential. Whether you're raising a family, making a midlife pivot professionally, or striving to get ahead at work, your success can depend more on how you learn rather than the hours you put in. Best-selling writer and organizational psychologist Adam Grant has some really inspiring ideas in his brand new book. It's called Hidden Potential: The Science of Achieving Great Things. Welcome back.
Thanks, Greg. Glad to be here.
So this idea that you have to be born with talent to achieve great things, you say that's not true.
Yeah, it's definitely not true. There's a classic study of world-class athletes, scientists, musicians, and artists. And if you look at their childhoods, it turns out that most of them did not even stand out on their own street, in their own family, or in their own school. And when they did, it wasn't because they had extraordinary talent. It was because they were highly motivated and passionate.
Speaking of childhood, I read that you learned a fair amount about failure and about coaching from your diving team in high school. What did you learn?
I did. I was the worst diver in my school. The worst. And I was really lucky to have a coach.
Look at that. We've got
yeah, that was me at the beginning. You can see how bad I was. But my coach, Eric Best, saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself. And he set a very high bar. My biggest challenge after I got over the lack of talent was I was just beating myself up constantly because I wanted to be perfect. And I learned from Eric that beating yourself up does not make you stronger. It just leaves you bruised. So one of the things he had me do was he said, look, you're obsessing over all your mistakes. Yeah. Make a highlight reel and watch that, and you'll see how far you've come.
I like that. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. This idea, and I love this because I graduated magna cum laude, and you maintain that GPA probably shouldn't matter as much in terms of hiring.
Well, empirically, it's overrated. The farther you are, yeah, this is good news for you, I guess, but the farther you are away from college, the less your grades matter for your success. And also, if we do look at GPA, it's not your average that really counts. Ultimately, it's your trajectory. How much did you improve? Which shows your resilience, it shows your capacity to learn. So we should be looking at basically, have you evolved, have you gotten better, as opposed to what was your typical performance.
You also maintain that it's better to ask for advice than feedback?
Oh, I love the research on this. Yeah, if you ask for feedback, people will tell you what you did right or wrong yesterday, but it may not be very actionable. If you ask for advice, they give you more specific tips about what you can do better tomorrow.
Advice over feedback. You teach at Wharton, and as you know, we're in the midst of this AI revolution right now in our society. What say you? Do you think that the robots at some point are going to definitely become smarter than us and take over the world, or no?
I hope not.
Okay.
But I think it's really too early to say. I think one thing I feel pretty confident in right now is it's not about collecting facts anymore because information is abundant. What you need to do is connect dots. The people who can recognize patterns and synthesize information are the ones who are going to get an advantage today.
Lastly, before I let you get out of here, of course, a couple days into the new year, a lot of folks making resolutions. What's your take on resolutions?
Well, one popular resolution is to count your blessings and make sure you feel grateful. And there's no question that that can make you happier. But what Jane Dutton and I found was that sometimes it's better, if you want motivation, to count your contributions instead of your blessings. Because blessings are passive. They're things you receive from others. Yeah. Contributions are active. And it reminds you, when you think about what did I add, I have something to offer, I can make a difference.
Every day.
Daily journal.
A daily contribution.
How did I matter today?
That's a great idea. Adam, thank you.
Try it at your own risk.
Happy New Year, my friend. We should mention you can find more on the book Hidden Potential on our website, today.com. Up next, we have a big milestone to celebrate here. NBC turning 100 in 2026. We're going to look back at the network's impact and evolution as well. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Wow, okay, very dramatic. We're back, a major milestone for us here at the network as NBC turns 100 in the new year 2026.
Let's kick off the celebrations by looking back at a century of broadcasting history. NBC's Joe Fryer is here with that. Good morning.
Good morning. I demand that sound effect now every time I walk into the room. That's how that works. To put it into perspective, NBC is now older than 99.97% of the population and still looks pretty good. What started as the nation's first permanent radio network evolved with the birth of television, then cable, then streaming. But in those 100 years, you're still going to find some constants. A focus on broadcasting news, entertainment, and sports, generating a mix of laughs and tears, and above all, memories.
Those three notes have become the melodic prelude.
Afternoon, everybody.
To TV that's must-see.
We were on a break!
Even if the network's earliest chapters appealed to the ears.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
When NBC was founded by David Sarnoff in 1926, it was in the radio business. Rockefeller Center became the network's home in 1933, inside a studio that today is known for laughter.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night!
Back then was filled with music, as the legendary Arturo Toscanini conducted the NBC Symphony Orchestra. So vast is the network's history, we decided to tap the expertise of NBC's iconic pages. What was the original name of 30 Rockefeller Plaza?
The RCA building.
When did the NBC studio tour begin?
November 20th, 1933.
What year did the Peacock logo make its debut?
1956 with 11 feathers.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
TV came of age in the 40s and 50s.
America's Press Conference of the Air.
Meet the Press, America's longest-running TV show, first hit the airwaves in 1947.
And now who has the first question?
Hosted by Martha Roundtree, with Today premiering in 1952.
Well, here we are. Good morning to you.
Redefining our viewing habits.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Today.
In the early 1950s, the idea of watching television in the morning was akin to maybe having a martini at 8:30. Today's show became a way that America found out that the world's still okay since they went to bed.
And when Today's Plaza opened in 1994...
And welcome to Today on a Monday morning. Welcome to Studio 1A.
Fans no longer needed a TV to view our window on the world. Throughout the century, NBC has been a stage for entertainment icons. Johnny Carson and Bob Hope made us laugh, even if the news made us weep.
President Kennedy died at approximately 1 o'clock Central Standard Time.
In the 90s, it was a place to find law and order, or a show about nothing.
Yada, yada, yada.
Serenity now! No soup for you! And over the decades, a constant source for sports of all kinds.
Football night in America.
Touchdown! Short, open, Chicago with the lead!
Finishing full in.
Unbelievable at the end! He's done it!
In 2004, NBC merged with Universal.
We are going to steal!
Opening the door to a world of minions and witches.
For an institution like NBC to last 100 years, it had to adapt, going from radio to television to cable and now to streaming.
Exciting, isn't it?
A proud Peacock.
And a very good morning to you. Welcome to Today.
Welcome to the third hour of Today.
My new co-host, Chanel Joe.
This is the story of Dateline.
Welcome to Sunday. It's Meet the Press.
Tonight and always, we're here for you.
Strutting.
If you build it, he will come. Thank you for being a friend.
That's what she said.
Amaya!
And streaming.
Congratulations!
Into its 100th year.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
More cowbell.
Woohoo, Mommy like.
The world will remember this day.
Wow.
As we mentioned there, sports have played a key role in NBC's history. That trend certainly continues this year with the Winter Olympics kicking off February 6th, followed by the Super Bowl just 2 days later. And later this year, another institution, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, is celebrating 100 years as well. Wow. That event was actually televised for the first time here on NBC. Believe it or not, back in 1939. It was on our local station. It was kind of experimental. It was a few years before it was nationally televised.
That's right.
And the chimes.
The chimes, the notes GEC stands for our first owner, the General Electric Corporation.
Wow. Wow. It's going to be a heck of a year of celebrations. That was a great look back.
That was really
fun. We've done a few things over the last time.
Just the beginning, though. We're going to do this all
NBC's
year.
on a Smucker's jar.
That's going to give you lots of opportunities to give our friend here.
I only do one a day. I mean, one old joke, and
that's
that was today, and then I'm writing the one tomorrow.
There are a lot of us out there. So they may be just saying.
But not going to been at NBC.
Don't poke the old bear.
Joe, thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Third and fourth hours on the way, including Vicky Nguyen. Vicky's going to break down all the freebies that are available.
What do you say?
If it's free, it's me.
It's for me.
First, your local news, weather, these quick messages.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.